Fiction has the power to spark change in society by inspiring reflection, discussion, and action on ethical issues. Through compelling storytelling, fictional works can illuminate moral dilemmas, challenge existing norms, and ultimately contribute to real-world ethical changes. Here are 10 notable instances where fiction inspired significant ethical shifts. 1. Uncle Tom's Cabin and the Abolition of Slavery. Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin was instrumental in bringing the plight of enslaved African Americans to the attention of a broad audience in the United States. The novel's portrayal of the horrors of slavery fueled the abolitionist movement, influencing public opinion and contributing to the end of slavery in the U.S. The emotional impact of the book made it a key factor in the ethical debate over slavery. 2. 1984 and the Rise of Surveillance Concerns. George Orwell's 1984 painted a dystopian picture of a totalitarian government that uses surveillance to control every aspect of its citizens' lives. The novel has since become a powerful symbol in discussions of privacy, government control, and individual freedoms. Its portrayal of Big Brother has inspired ongoing debates about surveillance, leading to calls for stronger protections of privacy rights in the digital age. 3. To Kill a Mockingbird and Racial Justice. Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird addressed the systemic racism in the American South during the 1930s. The book's depiction of a white lawyer, Atticus Finch, defending a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman became a symbol of moral integrity and fairness. The novel contributed to the growing civil rights movement, challenging racial prejudices and promoting the idea of equal justice under the law. 4. Silent Spring and Environmental Protection. Rachel Carson's Silent Spring sounded the alarm about the dangers of pesticides, particularly DDT, on the environment. The book catalyzed the environmental movement, leading to new regulations on pesticides and the eventual establishment of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Carson's work highlighted the ethical responsibility humans have toward nature, influencing public policy and environmental protection. 5. The Jungle and Labor Rights Reform. Upton Sinclair's The Jungle exposed the harsh working conditions and unsanitary practices in the meatpacking industry in Chicago. The novel led to widespread public outrage, which ultimately resulted in reforms such as the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act. Sinclair's portrayal of the exploitation of workers spurred changes in labor laws, improving conditions for workers in the early 20th century. 6. The Handmaid's Tale and Women's Rights. Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale is a dystopian novel that explores themes of female oppression, bodily autonomy, and gender inequality. The book has become a touchstone for discussions on women's rights, particularly concerning reproductive rights and gender-based violence. It has influenced feminist movements around the world, reminding readers of the importance of safeguarding women's rights and freedoms. 7. The Grapes of Wrath and the Fight Against Poverty. John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath tells the story of the Joad family's struggle during the Great Depression. The novel vividly depicts the exploitation and suffering of migrant workers, stirring empathy for the working poor. Steinbeck's portrayal of economic hardship helped inspire social welfare programs and labor rights protections, bringing attention to the ethical issues of poverty and economic inequality. 8. Frankenstein and the Ethics of Scientific Innovation. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein raises profound ethical questions about scientific experimentation and the responsibilities of creators. The novel, often considered the first science fiction story, explores themes of human hubris and the consequences of unchecked scientific ambition. In modern discussions of biotechnology, artificial intelligence, and genetic engineering, Frankenstein continues to serve as a cautionary tale about the moral implications of scientific advancement. 9. Les Miserables and Social Justice. Victor Hugo's Les Miserables tells the story of Jean Valjean, a former convict who seeks redemption. The novel delves into issues of poverty, justice, and the impact of societal inequality. Hugo's portrayal of Valjean's transformation challenges the notion of retribution versus rehabilitation, influencing social justice movements and sparking debates on criminal justice reform, poverty alleviation, and the importance of compassion in the legal system. 10. The Lorax and Environmental Advocacy. Dr. Seuss's The Lorax has become an iconic children's book with a strong environmental message. Through the character of the Lorax, who speaks for the trees, the book promotes the ethical responsibility of protecting the environment. The Lorax has inspired generations of environmental advocates and has been used in educational settings to encourage conservation and sustainable practices, highlighting the importance of ecological stewardship. Fiction has often served as a catalyst for ethical reflection, challenging readers to think critically about societal norms and moral responsibilities. These works not only entertain but also inspire real-world changes by forcing readers to confront uncomfortable truths, question their beliefs, and consider how they can act ethically in their own lives.